All right. Another week in the books for Fook the Mayweathers
Oh,
league.
yeah.
And this one had a lot more drama than I think last week.
Oh, so much drama this week. Oh, my gosh.
And it's not good for me and Gare.
Not good at all.
So this is just a podcast.
Tune in next week. No, I'm kidding.
This is just a podcast where we're just pissed off. So
Yeah.
you may love it or you may hate it.
Yeah. I don't even get me started. I'll probably go off for another 5-minute rant, but
I'm sure we have
see.
time for that later on.
Yeah.
Nick is back with us.
Hello, Governor.
Week number 3. And Keaton will be back later this week,
Yep.
supposedly. Or is it supposedly?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
All right. This is after week 4. So we'll go into transactions here to lead off the week. And I wanted to start with one that I heard from Marcus personally. Marcus said him and Matt were in discussions for a trade. Now, what was involved in the trade? Matt had Tom Brady on his bench because Josh Allen is just balling out.
Yep.
And so Marcus, entertained the idea, ultimately said no. After that, Matt released Tom Brady. So, in the waiver wire, Marcus goes and finds Tom Brady, picks up Tom Brady, and we'll discuss what Tom Brady did a little bit later on. But that happened over the week. That's what Marcus told me. Could be a different story on Matt's end. Who knows? But Matt's not here, so I can't ask.
Yep.
Another key pickup from last week, Luke picked up Robbie Anderson.
Solid pickup.
Yeah, it was a solid pickup. I was going to pick him up, to be honest. I had James Conner not play this week because of the whole COVID thing.
Yep.
So I needed another flex player, and I was really hoping that was going to be Robbie Anderson. I did not get Robbie Anderson. I instead played some trash wide receiver,
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember.
AJ Green.
AJ Green.
Yeah, he may be dropped, so you guys could claim him off the waivers.
I'm good. I'll keep him. We'll keep him there.
And then what I picked up over the week, because Steelers weren't playing, I had their defense as well. I need a new defense.
Yep.
So I dropped N'Keal Harry, and I picked up the Cardinals defense.
Mm.
We'll revisit that pickup as well later on.
Mm.
And lastly, Garrison has been going through some name changes. Garrison, explain to the people why you're going through these name changes.
All right, so let me explain this. So usually I pick one name at the beginning of the year and I just roll with it. This year I've changed my name like 4 or 5 times. I'm waiting to find that name that I can get a win on, and then I'll just roll with it through the rest of the year. I changed my name up. I changed my picture up. I was like, okay, new week, new me. So I went ahead and did all this, and I still lost. So got to roll out a new name this week, and we'll see what's going on.
So what was the name this week?
Galladay Inn Express.
Nice.
That's clever. Did you think of it yourself, or was it online?
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to think of these names by yourself. I can't really come up with anything good like that.
Yeah,
But-
not everyone comes up with Ridley Me Batman.
Yeah. I mean, whoever came up with that must have just been off his rocker,
Off.
you know?
Completely off.
Complete idiot.
Complete idiot.
Sounds like a guy who would pick up a defense and have that defense screw him over. That's the kind of guy it sounds like.
Sounds like a guy that would lose by one point. That sounds like...
That sounds familiar.
All right. So those were the highlighted transactions over the week before we got into this game's weeks. We have a little bit of transactions that happened today even. We'll get back to that later. So first and foremost, let's go over the week. Let's begin with the best friends that went at it. So this was Nick and Marcus,
Yep.
and they battled each other. Marcus coming away with a win, 3-1. I'm actually shocked.
I am too.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
He just has a squad that's been coming in and out.
Squad.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, with the whole Tom Brady thing, his team goes down early. He's got to throw the rest of the game. Throws 5 touchdowns. He goes off for 42.46 points. Absolutely ridiculous because Marcus just plugged him in this week. I'm still shocked. I picked Nick to win. I think Nich had it. I just don't know what happened there. That was just very confusing. I mean, Kenyon Drake goes off a little better. Lockett goes off a little better. Like, we're talking about a Nich win here, you know? So, but for Tom Brady to go off like that, and then Adam Thielen having a good game, Kamara being solid the way he's been, I mean, geez. Brady really took his team to the top this week.
And the crazy thing is Marcus has 2 guys on his bench that go off for 20 plus.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's like the guy literally cannot lose. He can just put anyone in at this point, and they will perform for him.
Sounds like my bench.
It's just your starters don't put up the kind of numbers that Marcus's starters do. That's the issue. But yeah, that's where Tom Brady came in. He literally picked him up this week. Matt was going to trade him. Found out Marcus wasn't going to trade anything for him, so he released him. Marcus
Which
gets
makes
his guy
no
anyway.
sense. Let's
Yeah,
revisit that.
Let's go off on that.
What are you thinking, Matt? You literally cost Nick a win because you just drop a guy. Don't just, if a guy wants a guy, you got to try to trade something back for him. Don't just drop him, because then look what it just did for Marcus. It completely set him up now.
For free.
For free.
For free.
For free. Yeah, I mean, you could at least trade him for like a bag of chips or something, but for free. Is this a sick joke, or I mean,
Is this the joke?
is that the joke?
So yeah, Marcus had his team go off. I mean, Odell Beckham number 2.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's probably getting some stuff on the side that really got him going.
Hope so.
He went off for 38 points.
Yep. 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
It's because they were playing the Cowboys.
Yeah,
So,
Cowboys aren't good.
Cowboys defense is probably
Fraud
one of the
alert.
worst in the league.
the worst.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd say them or like the Falcons. Just
Both.
horrible.
They're the same team.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just
It's
absolutely
bad.
terrible.
And they played each other, and the Cowboys won because the
Yeah.
Falcons wouldn't recover a fumble or
Yeah.
a kickoff.
Yep. Onside kick. What are you going to do?
Kyler,
Recover it.
Kyler did good for you, even though the team sucked
Yeah.
offensively. He only got 133 passing yards, but he got some rushing yards. He did get 3 passing touchdowns on 133 yards, which
Which is
I don't get.
I
How
don't
does
get
that
that
happen?
either.
Dalvin Cook, he balled out for you as well. I think you just ran into a buzzsaw this week, Nick, and it sucks.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens.
and it sucks too for Drake to leave early. That didn't help you at all. And especially for Lockett to just only catch 2 passes when he's been putting up, 20 plus. That's a tough one too. Tough pill to swallow, but you gotta keep chugging.
I am surprised though you kept T.Y. Hilton in
Yeah.
after what Gallup did, who got you the Uncle Rico award. You still benched him.
Yep.
I mean, it was the right call.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I mean, Gallup didn't do much this week, which was kind of a shocker to me because with the great matchup they had, I thought Gallup was going to have a really good game, but he didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Sorry, Nick. You're 0-4.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's
I've been called
it's
worse.
fine.
Let's get to the Greaseballs and Devontae's Inferno.
All right, this one was a close one. So we got Dez against Keaton. Came down to the wire. Dez wins 135.88 to Keaton's 132.1. Absolutely crazy. He had Rodgers, Julio, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling playing tonight. Adams sat because of his hamstring, and he still wins. Julio didn't even play in the second half. Rodgers goes off for 37, 4 touchdown passes, absolutely dominates this Falcons team. A little bit of it's just, man, I wasn't expecting this one to be this close. Every matchup this week pretty much was pretty close, but I mean, going forward, I'd be a little concerned if I was Dez with Julio injured, Jacobs coming up with some tough matchups, Adams coming back from an injury. You got Fournette out. I mean, he's dealing with a couple injuries. You got a couple guys coming up on buys. I think it's gonna be a little tough for Dez, but we'll see how everything goes. But what do you think about Keaton's team, Ryan?
I mean, he had a couple guys ball out. Amari Cooper balled out. Russell Wilson balled out again.
Yeah, Keenan Allen still had a really good game.
Yep. He had some solid games from some of the guys, and kind of like what I touched on last week. I didn't expect those same guys to go off again.
Mm-hmm.
Like Keenan Allen, he went off last week. Who else went off? James Robinson, we talked about.
Yep.
I didn't think he was going to repeat that again because
Yeah.
he's, well, I mean, it was a Cincinnati defense, so maybe he could have, but it just didn't happen for him this week, and that's what I was banking on with my prediction last week, was that Dez was going to win because I don't think Keaton's team was going to do that back-to-back.
Yeah.
Got close, but yeah, Dez's team just showed up on Monday night and stole one.
Yep.
You know,
Got him the win.
like a thief in the night.
Exactly.
Are you Jesus?
I was waiting for that. But yeah, I mean, two solid teams went up against each other. It was a close game, and Keaton was upset about it until he found out what my game turned out to be.
Yeah. So let's go to that one. So we had Ryan versus Luke. They were both 2-1 coming into the week, and the only thing that shocked me about this game was how low scoring it was. That was the one thing. Ryan loses to Luke 107 to 106.02. I mean, this one comes as a shocker. Going into the night, I'm thinking, oh, Ryan's got this. I mean, he's got Aaron Jones, Gurley, Ridley. He doesn't have to worry. Ridley puts up a donut. Gurley and Jones have good games. But I'm shocked. Ridley was open on 2 touchdown passes. He should have at least 20 points. Goes off for 0. Unacceptable, especially with Julio out that second half. It's a shocker. Matt Ryan crumbled in primetime. Just
shocker.
Yeah, just not good. It's just bad.
This is the dude who lost the 28-3 lead
Yep.
to the Patriots.
To the Patriots. Yep. And then who lost the lead to the Cowboys this year as well. So
yeah, let me tell you, this is just a frustrating game.
Yeah.
Let me preface this. Garrison last night. Oh, you're worried? You're worried about your game? You're gonna beat him. And I was like, no.
The way Calvin Ridley was playing, you wouldn't think that he'd put up 0.
How does the number one receiver on the team get 0 receptions? If he would have got 1 reception for 0 yards, I would have won.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this as well. If I didn't play a defense this week, I would have won. The Cardinals literally got me -2 points, and I lost by 1. So after this week, you're not going to see one single Cardinal player on my roster. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be heartbroken from watching my favorite team lose, and I don't want to be heartbroken from these guys keeping me from winning in fantasy.
Cardinals defense and Zane Gonzalez both gone.
Gone.
Yep. So let's switch over to Luke's side real quick. Austin Eckler goes out with an injury, ends up with 2.4 points. That's another big loss. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's already got McCaffrey out. Miles Sanders is not playing that well right now. Raheem Mostert's still out. Cam Newton out because of COVID. He's dealing with some injuries here. Deshaun Watson just lost his head coach. Lost him to, Bill O'Brien getting fired. Let's put it that way.
By the way, fired Dan Quinn.
Yeah. For real. He's 0-4. He's trash.
0-4 and he doesn't get the ball to his number one receiver.
Fire him.
So
Luke doesn't have the greatest week, but all that matters is the wins. He gets a win this week. Very close one, but Luke wins it, and it's just tough with the injuries this year. It's very tough.
Yeah, and he had 2 Carolina players that actually played well against the Cardinals. So he had offensive players from Carolina. I had defense from Arizona. It was just a double whammy against me this week.
Yeah, not good.
No, not good at all. But hey, He won. I'm gonna get Michael Thomas back, so I feel like I'll get back on track.
Yeah, you get James Conner back. He has
I'll
no
get
more
James
buys,
Conner.
anything like that for the rest
Well,
of the year.
We'll see who can stay out of COVID.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, we this is our first week of having COVID problems. So
Yep.
that took the Tennessee Steelers game out.
Yep. Mhm.
We almost lost the Patriots Chiefs game, but they rescheduled it to tonight. So it's starting to it might start to roll here. Hopefully they can contain it, but we thought that might happen, and it's affected some of us. All right, last and final game here that Marcus put in the group chat, quoting something that Garrison said.
So I said before week 1 even happened that I'd beat Matt, right? Marcus brings it back up week 4, and I just shake my head at some of the stuff because Marcus just loves to bring back the podcast because he thinks it like bites us in the butt, but it's like you get up here and try to do this because I bet you'd be worse
Dude,
than us.
Marcus is just
So-
at home and he's like, Susel, can you watch the kids? And he like puts on his phone here and he just like sits there. He gets a pen and paper and he's just like, okay. Oh, Garrison said that. Okay.
Okay, well, I see he does have a matchup with Ryan in week 7, so we will write that down. It's like that. It's like okay, like going a little too far
He
here.
does his homework.
Yeah, like what the heck?
He does his homework to battle against us on this podcast, but he doesn't really do too much homework on his fantasy.
Yeah,
I mean, he drafted well, but
He
Yeah.
did.
actually, never mind. I take that back, Marcus. You picked up Tom Brady. You finessed Matt. Congrats. Matt, you got
whatever.
finessed.
Matt,
Finesse.
you got finesse bad. So let's go over this real quick. Matt beats me 166.92 to my 145.18. Simple as it comes. If I play Mixon, I win. Kittle goes off for a 40 piece on Sunday Night Football. Absolutely unreal. I'm thinking in my head, okay, if Kittle can go for maybe 15 to 20 or maybe even less than that, I'll be fine. I got Mason Crosby going tomorrow, the Packers kicker. I can pull this one out. I was already up 12. Kittle goes off, ruins my hopes and dreams, and absolutely destroys me. I go to 0-4 on the year. Let's go. I just want to go over Matt's team real quick. He loses Chubb for 6 weeks, goes on IR. Mike Evans gets hurt, may not play on Thursday Night Football. So he's got a little bit of an injury concern here. Philip Lindsay's still out for him. Brandon Cooks absolutely does nothing, 0 points. I think Matt still has a solid roster. But yeah, Chubb, that's a big loss. He's been doing really good this year. Then we switch over to my team real quick. A little frustrating. Dak goes off for 45, has a great game. Mixon and Carson both go off on my bench. Terry McLaurin goes off on my bench. It's very frustrating because Jonathan Taylor puts up 8 points for me. Henderson puts up 4. Very frustrating when you can't pick the right guys to start because you think everyone has a good matchup, and it's just hard, and it just is very frustrating. I feel like I would at least have 2 wins if I would have played the right guys in a couple weeks, but you gotta eat the losses. You gotta take it. It really sucks, but I still feel like I can make the playoffs. 6 teams out of 8 make it. All I got to do is get hot. That's all that you can do. I can't sit here and be all sad and say I'm going to give up on the season, even though I've said that multiple times already. I just got to keep playing and keep chugging. Season's not even close to being over, so we just got to keep playing.
Wow.
That was good.
That's motivational.
That was good.
That's a head coach speech
Yeah.
right there. Wow. There you go. Galladay and Express. Expect to win this week. That was very enlightening, very powerful. I think he'll do well this week.
Yeah.
I'm probably playing him, am I?
Nope,
Am I
Nick.
Okay.
I play Nick.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, someone's getting a win.
Someone's getting a win this week.
one of us. I told him earlier, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, please. Like,
So this last week with our predictions, Garrison went 2 for 4.
Yep.
I went 3 for 4. The one game I missed was my own. I was almost 4 for 4. If they could just
Almost.
throw
1 point.
Ridley the ball once.
1 point from being 4 for 4.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke. All right, awards time.
Yay!
Ding, 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 ding.
I love the awards.
So we only got 2 this week.
Yep, only got the 2. You want to go off for the first one, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll do the first one here. So this is our Uncle Rico award. Again, this is the guy, or this goes to the team who had someone on the bench that would have gone, or that did go off, that would have helped the team win. And this one could have gone to a couple people. Decided against myself, went with Garrison, just because the magnitude of this guy on the bench would have easily surpassed. So
Yeah.
Garrison gets the Uncle Rico award this week. If he would have put in Mixon for Darrell Henderson,
Yep.
it would have been a different story. Matt would have lost.
Yep. That it's just frustrating because Mixon absolutely just destroys. Goes off for 42 points. Honestly, didn't see it coming because he hasn't been good all season. So it's tough. But I hope there's more to come from Mixon when I start putting him in my starting lineup. So we'll go to the next one, the Spinal Award.
Spinal.
I broke my back.
My back is broken.
Goes to Marcus. Tom Brady. The pickup of Tom Brady and the start. Brady goes off for 42.46 points. That's 28.42% of Marcus's points for his team. Absolutely huge chunk there. I think it's absolutely crazy. Who would have guessed Brady was going to go off for that?
Marcus did.
I guess either he lucked out or he's like, you know what? I think they're going to be trailing. Which I think he lucked out.
Do you honestly think Marcus thinks that much into it?
No.
Okay.
I think he just saw Tom Brady that was available and went, I think I'm going to play him. That's
Yeah,
it. I
that's
don't
what I
think he
think.
really looked into it much.
Yeah.
But, kudos to him. Absolutely won him his week because of that one play.
How do you feel about that game, Nick? Were you following it?
The actual game or the fantasy game?
Fantasy.
No.
No.
I don't follow. Wait, he was playing me, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say I don't follow games that I'm not in, but wait, I was in that one. How do I feel about it? It's whatever, man. I mean, it's not my fault. I took too big of a slice.
That's just, yeah. Mark, he's just the GM of the year so far.
Yeah.
He's been making some solid moves, free agent moves, and he's been progressing his team week by week.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, all I have to say is, with my team at least, it's just a little frustrating when you have a bunch of good guys that can blow up on your bench and not blow up in your starting lineup. So I've been
In
trying to
your
get rid of
mentions.
depth. Been pretty much texted everyone in the league asking for trades. Everyone loves their team. Did end up making one trade, but
Do you want
we'll
the
get
Cardinals
into.
defense or Zane Gonzalez?
I'm good right now. But yeah, I want to get rid of some of this depth, but I'm not going to drop some of these guys because they're too good. But what are you going to do? Can't do much.
All right, let's get into the waiver wire. Some highlights here. Matt Prater, if you're looking for a kicker, you might want to pick him up. DJ Shark finally had a game that people would expect him to kind of be at. I mean, it was almost 30 points. I don't know if you expect him to do that every week, but he's been projected to be one of the best fantasy players. So he's out there as well.
Jarvis Landry's out there. I think
mhm.
he had a pretty solid game. 17 points against Dallas. I mean, I think OBJ is still the number one option, obviously, in that offense, but, and they love to run the ball, but I think Landry could be pretty good. I'm not saying Landry's going to be a number one wide receiver for the rest of the year, but I think he could be a middle to low end wide receiver too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, I really don't see too much. If you're looking for a defense, Buccaneers are out there again. I guess Dez dropped them. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to highlight.
I mean, Justin Herbert just shredded them. So, I mean, how comfortable do you feel with the Buccaneers defense, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And then the other thing we wanted to talk about that just happened today was a trade. Garrison was involved in it, of course. So give us the highlights. How
all
this?
right,
How
let's
this
talk
go
about
down?
it. So, I texted Keaton. He was the last guy on my list to text. Ended up texting him, hey, I want Keenan Allen. What do you think about that? Who do you want? He said, I want Chris Carson. We kind of just talked back and forth. I said, I was like, I want Allen, but I don't think I can give up Carson for him. We kind of talked about Cooper and Hopkins a little bit. Ended up saying, hey, look, I don't know if I can give them up. They've been really good for me. I was like, okay, yeah, no worries. And then he offered Edelman and Allen for Carson. I need some wide receiver help. I really like Keenan Allen. He's a high-end wide receiver 2, almost a wide receiver 1 right now. I think he's getting peppered with targets. I think he's going to be solid. Edelman has some good matchups coming up. I didn't expect him to do much in this KC matchup just because their defense is really solid. Losing Chris Carson, it's not that big of an impact on me. Keaton did need a running back more than me. I feel like my running backs are still pretty solid. But Keaton's getting a good one. I feel like it was a very fair trade. I feel like we both upgraded in both positions. But yeah, I feel like nobody got screwed here, nothing like that. I think it was all good. What is so funny?
This is funny because you just said, yeah, no one got screwed.
Yeah, well,
You had to put that out there.
Yeah,
No one got screwed.
Yeah.
Did
Just
you
gotta
say
throw that out there.
did you ask for DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
Brave.
Why? Carson's top 5.
Yeah, but Hopkins is like
He's 2.
top 5.
I know, but I would have to add something to Carson. That's what I was gonna do. So it'd have to be a 2 for 1.
Oh, so
But
you're going to give Carson and someone else for
Yeah.
Hopkins.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it didn't work out. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I didn't veto it.
If
was-
it
I
does
was
get
thinking about
vetoed,
it.
it wouldn't shock me from Ryan.
No, it was actually a pretty fair trade. I was looking it over. I was like, Chris Carson's top 5, so that makes sense. And Garrison got got Robert Woods and who else?
No, I didn't get Robert Woods. I
Oh.
got Keenan Allen and Edelman.
Keenan Allen and Element. Oh,
Yeah.
Marcus offered me Robert Woods.
For who?
He offered me Darren Waller. He wanted Darren Waller, and he offered me Fant and
Woods?
Woods. It wasn't a bad trade, but
That's
I was
not
like,
a
dude,
bad trade,
I need
but
a tight end. Which,
yeah.
and
I
I was
mean-
looking at Fant's recent games, like, dude, this guy's trending in a bad way. And I
He
didn't
got
wanna touch that.
hurt. He just got hurt
Yeah.
too. So I mean,
Oh, so Marcus is trying to give me hurt players.
I think he sprained his ankle, but it wasn't like anything serious. But
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible trade, but I was like, dude, I got Michael Thomas coming back. I'm gonna be pretty deep at wide receiver. I really don't need another one.
Yeah.
So it was close, Marcus. If I had a hurt wide receiver for extended period of time, I might have entertained that a whole lot more. Let's jump into our predictions for this week.
here we go.
So let's begin with your brother,
All right,
Dez
versus Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, here we go. Dez versus Marcus. I think this is gonna be a solid matchup. Sorry I had to do this to you, bro, but I'm taking Marcus in this one. Only reason, Dez, you're losing Julio. He might not play this week. You have Rodgers and Adams on a bye. Josh Jacobs playing KC defense, who's been really solid. I just think it's tough, man. You're going to have to pick up a quarterback from the waiver wire. I just don't know who you're going to play. He's got Brady going against Chicago. I think Marcus pulls out the win here. I think Marcus might have to look for a new tight end, but other than that, it's pretty solid. I normally don't go against Dez, but since he is losing all those guys, I feel like it's just going to be an uphill battle for him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Aaron Rodgers has been getting him a lot of points every week, and so that's a lot of points to have to replace. Not sure Big Ben's going to be able to do that, or like you said, he might pick someone off the waiver wire. But yeah, I think there's just too many pieces to have to replace. If Julio is seriously like going to miss again, that's going to hurt a ton. Aaron, Like you said, Devontae Adams out. Fournette. I mean, he just has a very injured team, and I don't think he's going to survive this week. It's just a bad week for him to miss Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I even offered him a couple guys for Julio, and I'm glad he didn't accept it because Julio goes out with an injury, could be an extended injury. So I'm glad that trade did not go through.
Yeah. So I will agree. I'm going to go with Marcus on this one, and I don't think he's really missing anyone this week, right? No one's really going to buy for him.
Mm-mm.
So, again, I don't know if Tom Brady's going to do what he did last week, but if he does, even 3/4 of that, he's going to be in a great spot.
Yep.
Kamara's
going to be solid.
I mean,
Tyreek Hill, Thielen, Robert Woods. They're all going to be solid.
Yeah.
Let's move to Riddle Me This, Batman.
Me and my roommate, the grease ball. He's back just in time for me to stomp on his face. Just kidding. I can't say that because I've lost 2 in a row.
Yep. So, let's go with your prediction first, and then we'll go with mine.
I don't really like my prediction because I'm not liking it. I think I'm going to go with Keaton on this one. Doesn't matter who he picks, Wilson or Mahomes. He's probably going to get 30-plus points out of whoever that is.
Yep.
Hopkins, I think he's going to get back on track, or he should. The Cardinals need to start targeting him
They play
more.
the Jets, so.
Yeah, and then Amari Cooper just had a great game.
He gains Chris Carson.
He gets Chris Carson, and my question is, who's that third receiver or that flex? Is he going to put Carson in the flex and keep
maybe
James
move
Robinson?
Yeah, I think he might even move Montgomery to the flex, maybe. Or I think he's going to put Carson or maybe move Montgomery into the flex and have Robinson still in there. That's my thinking. I don't know what his plan is, but that's what I'm
Yeah, I'm going to be missing Aaron Jones. Connor comes back, so that's okay. And the fact that I'm just worried that Michael Thomas might not be back. I know there's word that he is going to be back this week, but if he's not, I really don't give myself a shot. Yeah, that's the only way I give myself a shot is if Michael Thomas comes back this week.
Here's the thing, though. If you do, I mean, I know you had Aaron Jones going on a bye. You got Connor playing, and if Michael Thomas does play, you can throw him in there, and you got Diggs, Thomas, and Ridley going for you. That would be solid.
No, that is what I'm looking for, but it's the fact that I don't know if he's going to be back.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me. Because if he's not back, then I have to replace Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have much confidence that Michael Thomas will be back, but we'll see. Either way, even like I said, even with Michael Thomas back, it's still going to be tough for me to beat Keaton. So I'm just going to give him the edge this week because of the fact that I'm missing Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'm also going with Keaton in this one. I think it's tough. Ryan's losing Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been so solid this year already. Michael Thomas not coming back. I mean, we don't know yet. We'll have to see how the week progresses. But yeah, I'm going to take Keaton in this one.
All right, let's go on. Let's go to it's Penn Island and the Galladay Inn Express Battle of the Beaten.
Yeah.
Someone's got to win. Actually, technically not. You guys could tie.
Don't say things like that. That would be even worse.
It would be.
If that happens, I'm just going to quit. And I'm just going to be like, that's it. This is the epitome of how high we can get in a fantasy league is for Garrison to go winless and then go up against a winless team and have to end up tying.
Yeah, it's rough. So I'm gonna take me in this one. I feel like I can bounce back. I got a couple good matchups this week. I'm gonna put Keenan Allen in that wide receiver 2 slot. Still need to figure out my flex. Mason Crosby's on a bye, so I got to get a new kicker. I know what is with my kicker situation. But I feel pretty good about it. I still think that Nich is going to put up a fight. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all. He's got Lockett playing Minnesota, who has one of the worst secondaries. Dalvin Cook playing Seattle, who doesn't have a great defense, and Kyler Murray playing the Jets, who obviously does not have a good defense. I still think it's going to be a tough matchup, but I think it's going to be a good matchup. I can't wait to see who pulls this one out, but I think it's going to be me.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go the reverse. I'm gonna go with Nick on this one. I think with Cardinals playing the Jets, I think there's room for big points from Murray and Drake in this game. I think Odell builds on what he did last week. I think that might get him in the zone. Tyler Lockett, like you talked about, I mean, he's his main receiver, and he's going up against one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. So, I with all that, I really like. The thing that worries me about your team is that flex that you talked about. I don't know who you're going to put there. Who did you say it was going to be? Probably
Oh, I got options. I'm not too
Really?
worried about that.
Jonathan Taylor. Moore.
Jonathan Taylor, Mixon, Moore. I still got a ton of options. Godwin's obviously not playing. He's going to be out Thursday night. I got to, yeah. I'm not too worried about it at all, actually. I just got to pick the right guy. That's going to be the tough part.
Yeah, I
But-
think the thing that worries me is T.Y. Hilton for Nick. Just seems like he hasn't been doing much for him and just taking up that flex spot. So we'll see. We'll see if Nick rolls with that. Any insider information on that? You rolling with T.Y. Hilton still, or
It's going to be a game time decision.
game time
Game
decision?
time decision.
I'm going
Dang.
to check this waiver wire since I got first dibs.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. You could.
That'd be a nice one.
I think Nick's team. I don't know. I just expect this Cardinals, Drake and Murray just to go off. I think, and then Odell to do what he usually does, and then Lockett as well. So Cook though is playing Seattle. That's not good, but we'll see. I'm gonna roll with Nick. Okay.
Sorry about that, y'all. Little technical difficulties here, but we're all good.
come back.
We're all good. Keaton, help! Last game to talk about here, Luke versus Matt. I think this is gonna be a really good matchup here. Who are you taking in this one, Ryan?
Oh boy. This one's tough. I really like both of these teams. I think I think after seeing what Luke did to me, he didn't even have many guys go off. So I'm gonna go with Luke. I think Luke's gonna win this week. He's got Deshaun Watson. He didn't even get to play Kelsey this week. He has Juju Smith still on the bench. AJ Brown. I think he's, like we talked about, he just has a really deep team.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to carry him. And then what will happen after that is we will see if Matt can still rely on Josh Allen. Chubb's hurt. He's on the IR. That's not good. Melvin Gordon, Mike Evans, George Kittle. I don't see George Kittle scoring 40 points again. So I'm going to go with Luke. I think Luke's got the deeper team. I think he missed some people last week that he's going to get back, and he's going to get back to scoring probably around 150 again.
Yeah. In my paper, I have Matt. Didn't even look at. He had Juju and Kelsey out, so I'm going to take Luke. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, I'm taking Luke in this one. I think he wins this one. Not by a landslide, but sorry about that again. We're all good now.
I don't know if we are. Go ahead.
But Keaton, we need you. But we're all good for this week's episode 5. Watch it. Go check it out on
Did
YouTube,
you say your
guys.
prediction?
Yeah, I already did. I already picked Luke.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're all good, guys. And we're just two Beardos, and we're just signing off, guys.